Parent Guide to Fact Fluency, Supporting Your Child's Learning. This presentation covers the standards that Enfield Public Schools addresses throughout grades K-3 surrounding a child's development of fact fluency in all four operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Some of the specifics of the instruction and assessment of fluency are covered in this presentation, as well as ways for you to support your child's development of these critical math skills. This snapshot shows the fact fluency expectations for students throughout elementary school. The fluency standards encompass more than just basic fact acquisition. Students must explore mathematical processes and engage in problem solving with the operations for them to become truly fluent. For most of this presentation, we will focus on basic fact acquisition, or automaticity with facts, shown in the first two rows of the chart. You should note that this presentation concerns work with whole numbers. Direct instruction that supports fact fluency with whole numbers is completed by grade 3. In grades 4 and 5, facts with whole numbers are reinforced as students work on more complex mathematical concepts. Automatic recall is a student's ability, when confronted with a basic fact, to solve it in their mind in 3 seconds or less without the use of a support strategy. We expect students to be able to recall the solution to a math fact the way they can recall their name when asked. A great deal of focused instruction on the 4 operations with numbers occurs at all grade levels prior to the expectation of fact recall. Only when children have developed a deep meaning of the concept of an operation will they develop the ability to recall basic facts. Decades of research has shown that when children understand the concepts of the operations and are empowered with mental math strategies, they become fluent with their facts. It is imperative that children develop automaticity with their basic facts if they are to be successful at handling the rigor of higher-level mathematics in the middle school, high school, and beyond. Beginning in kindergarten, as students are introduced to the operations of addition and subtraction, through grade 3, where they learn multiplication and division, students investigate the 4 operations in a variety of ways. In order to deeply understand how an operation works, students need to manipulate quantities through the use of manipulatives. As their knowledge increases, they transfer their explanations to pictorial representations. Once students have built enough background knowledge about the number system and the operations, they can develop the ability to represent operations using equations. Throughout the years, students will have multiple experiences with numbers on the concrete and representational level before they can be expected to understand the abstract language of numbers. In your child's classroom, most of the time spent on fluency development focuses on number relationships. Numerous strategies will be used to support student understandings of number combinations. Through multiple approaches to what was traditionally called drill, including games, triangle cards, and pair practice, students will work towards mastering their facts. You will notice that timed assessment is a minor part of the instructional approach to promoting the development of fluency. Timed assessment is minimized, but is used to determine if children are making progress towards mastery of their end-of-year goal. Teachers use timed assessment to identify what supportive instruction is needed. The district requires the use of timed benchmarks 3 times a year to help teachers determine how much further instruction is needed to help all students reach their fluency goals by the end of the year. In classrooms, there may be self-directed time practice for children to measure their individual progress and determine how much more effort they need to commit to achieving mastery. Enfield Public Schools has aligned their fluency expectations with the research-based Connecticut Core recommendations, We use infrequent benchmarking to help ensure needed instruction is being provided. Fluency benchmarking is one way for us to determine if students have mastered the necessary skills for access to higher level mathematics. The schedule for benchmarking students is aligned with the units of instruction for each grade level. You should note that the operations are not tested in isolation. It is best practice for addition and subtraction to be taught and rehearsed simultaneously, as is true for multiplication and division. Testing of students is aligned to that best practice. This slide shows an example of a timed benchmark given to grade 2 students. In second grade, students are expected to complete 25 facts in 2 minutes. You need to be aware of the fluency expectations for each grade level so you can support your child's learning. Encouraging the use of math facts at home and in real-world situations can help them develop the automaticity they need for success in mathematics. The kindergarten students work towards mastery of their facts within 5. The work done early in the year, as students learn the construction and deconstruction of their numbers, supports their development of fluency later in the year. Facts are grouped on the chart in addition and subtraction pairs to remind us that operations are not taught in isolation. A child is truly fluent with their facts when they can use the inverse operation to check for correctness. I know 4 minus 2 equals 2 because if I put 2 together with 2, I get 4. Grade 1 students are accountable for fluency within 10 in both addition and subtraction. Facts shown here in gray are review from kindergarten. Facts in bold are newly introduced. By the end of grade 2, students should have mastered all the addition and subtraction facts within 20. Facts shown here in gray are review from kindergarten and grade 1. Facts shown in bold complete the set of facts students are expected to recall with automaticity by the end of 2nd grade. Developing automaticity with multiplication and division facts to 100 is the primary focus in grade 3. A deep study of the conceptual understandings behind the operations begins in September and is investigated throughout the year. Multiplication and division are related operations and are taught and tested simultaneously. Your child's teacher will work throughout the months of the school year to support your child's math achievement. There are many ways you can support the work your student does in school to master the facts in all 4 operations, some of which are shown here. The expectation in mathematics is that with instruction and practice spanning from kindergarten to grade 3, students will master their basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division facts. However, as with all of their learning, parent encouragement and support is needed for children to successfully achieve these goals.